Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend I won't be following his family traditions? Me, 21 female, and my boyfriend, let's call him Alex, 23 male, have been dating for about 3 years now. We recently began talking about marriage and kids, something we both eventually want to have. The other day, a reel popped up on my For You page of cute boy names, and I saw the name Everett. I thought it was adorable and jokingly told him that it has to be our firstborn's name. He laughed and said he liked it, but it'll have to wait for the second kid. I was confused and asked him why. He told me that his family has a tradition that every firstborn boy in the family has the same name. His oldest brother has it, his uncle has it, his grandfather has it, and so on. For the sake of privacy and how oddly unique the name is, I'm not going to say it. I'm not judging in the slightest, but this is a weird name and it's honestly not my favorite. I would never say that to any of his family members, but I did tell Alex I'm not a huge fan of it. I told him I don't really want to follow those footsteps, and he got upset and told me he can't be the one to break the tradition. He told me I was being an asshole for suggesting anything else. I told him I won't change my mind and we should make it a middle name or find another compromise. Alex has 5 siblings. The tradition will continue if he doesn't do it. And frankly, I think I should get a say in what I name my kid. I told him since I'm the one carrying the hypothetical child for 9 months and it would already be getting Alex's last name, I should have a say in the first name. For context, I have 2 siblings, both girls. I'm the youngest, and my eldest sisters are both married and took their husbands' last names. It makes me a little sad that when I marry Alex, my last name will go out of existence. I've talked to him about hyphenating ours, something he doesn't want to do. But anyways, I really don't want to name our firstborn son, if we even have a boy, that name. He thinks I'm whining for no reason, since we don't even have a kid yet and I'm not pregnant. But I think my concerns are valid. I've told some friends about it and most of them think I'm overreacting over something that doesn't even exist yet. So, am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend I don't want to follow his family traditions?
No, I don't think so. And I don't think it's overreacting for something that doesn't exist yet because your partner is telling you something. This is something that I need in my future. And you are telling him that this is something that I am not doing in my future. So I feel like this is something that you need to talk about before you have kids.
Yes.
Anybody out there who is like, hey, when I have kids, it has to be this name no matter what, or hey, if we get married, you have to take my last name no matter what. Those are conversations that you need to have before you get engaged, before you propose. Those are some conversations that you have. If you have a family tradition where you're like, hey, my future wife needs to name our firstborn son this thing, that is something that you need to bring up before you propose to her, bro.
100%. Yes. If this is going to change the way you view your spouse, if she doesn't agree with you, you need to bring this up beforehand.
Exactly. If it's something that you're going to change your view. Now, if it's a family tradition and you are not dead set on it being a must, you don't need to bring it up. When you guys are having kids, you can tell her about your family tradition. Hey, this is what my family's done. What do you think about this? And if you're okay with it not being that, okay, there's no need to bring it up. And she shuts it down. Okay, you're like, okay, fine, we're moving on. That's not, you don't necessarily have to bring that up before you get married or anything like that. But if it's a must, an absolute for you, that's something that you need to discuss.
Yes, you have to be on the same page about these things. I don't think this is premature to have this conversation. I think it's probably a good time since you are planning on spending a life with him. And you're talking about marriage and kids. This is something that, yes, both of you need to have a say in. And regardless of even if you didn't hate the name or you just were really strung up on naming your kid another name, this is something that you need to agree on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't have one person can't veto the others in your kid's name. Like,
you have to find that mutual common ground.
yes.
Like if our hypothetical daughter that we're not having, I would always like the name Valentine, but then we just call her Val for short. And Teresa told me a long time ago that would never fucking happen.
Valentine, that's crazy.
I just like unique names, and I would never call her Valentine. It would be like on her birth certificate, on her driver's license, when I'm mad at you, but I just call her Val all the time. I'd like the name Val. I like the name Val. I think where it came from is I like Val, but I don't like Val being like the actual name, like on the driver's license.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Top comment. Great conversations to have before marriage and kids. You get to decide if this is a deal breaker for you. What other subjects does he believe you have no say in?
Ooh, boom.
Yep.
We're about to get married. Do you have any things that you believe that I have no say in?
Yes.
Like what?
I don't
We
know.
have to put a Christmas tree up every year?
Duh.
What if next year I don't want a Christmas tree?
Too.
I don't want to do the Christmas stuff.
That's too bad.
I want to skip Christmas for a year. I want to
No.
go on vacation instead of going on.
This is not
instead of
Christmas with the cranks. This is Christmas with the Katoos.
With the Katoos.
Yes, next Christmas it'll be the Katoos.
It will be the Katoos. That I would say as something that I wouldn't say I'm like dead set. It's an absolute must, but it's something I really
What are you
want.
talking about?
It's something I really want.
What?
You taking my last name.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant skipping Christmas.
No.
No, I started getting so mad.
I guess I didn't say what I read.
Yeah.
Like you taking my last name is not like an absolute must for me because I'll take you over you having my last name if that's my future. But it's something that I really want and would make me really happy.
Yeah, I know. We've had this conversation before, and I'm kind of in the similar boat with OP where I only have one sister, so my Opedisano last name, it's dying with me.
Yeah. Well.
Or Unj.
Yeah.
Unj is gonna take Elio's last name.
My last name will actually die with me if we don't have a boy. Because all of the other men in my family, all my cousins and stuff, only ever had girls.
Yeah.
I'm the only boy that holds the Katu last name. Yeah. But yeah, I was telling Teresa that maybe she could make Opedisano her middle name since she doesn't even have a middle name, but instead of hyphenating, but she doesn't like that idea either.
No, I don't like that at all.
I don't see why. Teresa Opedisano Katu, and you only see the Opedisano on your driver's license, and it kind of sticks around for a little while. Yeah, but
again, what's the point of that?
It just sticks around for a little while, so you don't completely forget that you're
what's
an Opedisano.
What's your middle name? Opedisano. What the heck?
Well, you could tell the story behind it when somebody asks you what's your middle name.
No, I'm good.
Do middle names always have to be first names?
Usually.
Okay, but
they don't have to be. You can name you can name anybody anything.
Yeah, so
no rules.
I've been telling Teresa that she should make her middle name Opedisano, but she doesn't like that. So
no.
It's her choice. She gets to do what she wants. I'm very happy because she wants to be Teresa Katu.
Yes. Okay. Like the feminist in me is like, I would love to keep my last name. I would love for you to take my last name. But I also kind of like the idea of being Teresa Katu. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you know that? I think I told you this the other day, but guys, did you know that? So I listened to a TikTok and it was saying that when you get married, your spouse now becomes your immediate family, and the immediate family you've known for your whole life, like your brothers and sisters and your mom and dad, that's now your extended family. That's wild.
That is wild.
Never thought of that.
Yeah.
It's craziness.
Did I read the top comment? Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did. So no other deal breakers. We're good on everything.
I don't know.
I don't think I have anything. Have I said anything that's been like that? Like is a must, a deal breaker?
I don't know.
Teresa's tried to imply that black socks in the house is a deal breaker.
It is.
All my warm socks are black socks.
I know, great stocking stuffer.
There you go. Warm white socks. That's what I need. That will fit in the stocking.
That's perfect. I'm making a mental note.
Teresa and I got in a little tiff the other day about our stockings because we decided not to do presents for each other this year, and we're going to go to Mont Tremblant and go skiing for a weekend right before Christmas instead of doing presents, but we're going to do stockings. And she's like, what's the limit for stockings? And I was like, I don't know, $100. And she's like, what was you saying? How am I the stocking's going to be overfilled?
I asked if we could wrap our quote unquote stocking stuffers.
No, I already said that. I said we should wrap our stocking stuffers.
No, okay, I mean stuff that doesn't fit in the stocking.
Yeah, she wants to get presents that are considered in the stocking, but she'll wrap them and put them under the tree instead of in the stocking.
That's just the way my family's done it. I don't know. Like we stuff our stockings, and then for some weird reason we also claim like wrapped gifts that are under the tree as stocking stuffers.
Yeah, see, I don't get that. I did know,
and then we have the main gifts as well.
I did know one family that would wrap every little gift that goes in the stocking stuffer. But if it wasn't inside the stocking, it wasn't a stocking stuffer. So I don't understand how we could get something that's big and bulky, bigger than the stocking, and then put it outside of the stocking stuffer and then call it a stocking stuffer. That just doesn't make sense. The stocking stuffer needs to be an item that can go in the stocking. You
How
can
am I
wrap
supposed
the
to
small
spend-
items. Yeah, she's like, how am I supposed to spend $100 to put in your stocking? I'm like, do you think that the size of the item is equivalent to the price? Like, you can buy something that could get up to I didn't say you need to spend $100. I said that's the limit. No matter what, don't spend more than $100.
No, but you're gonna spend 100 then. So
I
do
never said that.
You're gonna spend more probably.
I'm going to fill the stocking stuffer.
Okay.
I don't know how much I'll spend.
We have a hard limit.
This
This trip is very expensive. We're going prime time right before Christmas.
I'm going to continue with what I've done for the last 7 years and
lie.
Okay. Yes. Agree to whatever it is, the budget that you spend, and completely ignore it. But then when you ask me how much everything was, I say just under your budget. I've been doing this.
Remember when we said that we had financial transparency before?
Except for Christmas. That's when that doesn't. I have my own credit card for Christmas. That's we have the shared credit card for everything else, and then Christmas comes, and that's why I keep my own personal credit cards. But for the last 7 years, I have never once stayed under your budget. Just FYI. Like first year, did we set a budget for? I don't think we set a
I don't
budget.
think we set a budget, but you went way fucking over. That should have been a red flag for me. I should have been like,
I did.
you're crazy.
I went years with not doing anything for Christmas, and then
Yeah.
you came along, and I just loved you so much. I just wanted to spoil you. I knew I liked you so much in the first 4 months.
You loved me for the first
that I
Christmas,
just wanted-
but you didn't tell me.
I just wanted to spoil.
Oh.
I did tell you with the gifts.
Oh,
with
no,
all
you
the gifts
didn't.
I bought you. I told you. I bought you like work outfits. I
Yes.
bought you so much stuff.
You bought me some like workout sets too.
I get Teresa all the good stuff.
Yes, you do.
Like
You're
the
a
Apple
good
Watch.
gift giver.
The Apple Watch she has.
Yes.
The engagement ring she has. I get Teresa all the good stuff.
All right, we're getting way off topic.
We are.
This
Christmas is
episode.
coming. Christmas is coming.
I can't wait.
We need to work on that Christmas episode. We need to find those Christmas stories.
I'm so excited.
The Christmas stories. That was our very first episode.
It
Episode 1 was
No,
Christmas.
don't listen to it, people. Don't bring attention to it.
Why not?
Guys, we never. Oh, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
The first episode we did, I didn't make we didn't edit. We filmed for an hour, and then we just posted it. And then now you'll find that everything we say makes sense because I go through and I edit things that need to be clipped and changed so that it makes sense. First episode, brutal. So
brutal, guys. I have like
she wants
anxiety
me to
about
delete
reading.
it. She wants me to delete it.
Yes, I would love that. But I like, it's so ironic because we have a Reddit podcast that we read Reddit stories. But I've always had like anxiety about reading, like in school and stuff. So I stutter.
School, I could never do the oral reading.
I hated it. I hated it. Like it just gave me so much anxiety. So I stutter and I have pauses and I mix up my words a lot when I'm reading. So we have to edit naturally. And that's a reason why we could never have like any real guests on this.
Yeah, exactly.
I would panic way too much. But yeah, so if you go back, which please don't, there's gonna be a lot of mistakes. And actually, what made us like go viral the first
was the mistakes in the TikTok video.
Oh my god! Like the one video, I think it was from the first episode
like 1
or
million views or
second.
something.
Yeah, it got a lot of views because all of the comments were like
Hate comments.
being so rude to me about my reading
And me.
how it was me.
Oh, that was your video.
It was me
Mine
about.
got some, but it didn't go as far.
This is not about you. It's about me. Stop making it about you. They were all like, "Girl, you need to go back to grade 3 and learn how to read." Like they were just so rude, and I had to like.
So you got speech therapy.
I went to speech therapy, yes, and it didn't work, so I stopped.
You know, I just realized I always had an issue doing oral presentations in school and stuff. And I never knew what the word anxiety was when I was in like grade 7, grade 8. Never knew what that word is. I don't have any understanding. But I had that shit all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I had to do speeches.
Yeah, everybody did.
Grade 8 speeches, and I made my speeches about my 2 sisters. And I remember I read through it so fast.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Kat's tip was me. She's like, that was great speech, but you need to read it slower. It needs to be a 3-minute speech, and you just read it in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So just go slower. And I did it, And I did it so good that I was the best in my grade 8 class. The only time that I was the best at anything, it was because of my stories of Cat and Madison. But that was the best speech that I got nominated for the best in my class. And then I had to go read the fucking speech again to be all of the grade 8 and grade 7 classes, the intermediate kids. So there was like 6 more kids out of all of them. And then I was like top 2 or 3 out of them. And then I had to go on stage in front of the whole school for all the kids' classes speeches. And then halfway through the speech, I messed up. And I looked over at the judge. And there's a freaking auditorium full of all the parents and teachers. And I said, can I restart? And he was like, no, just continue.
Oh my God.
And Madison was there. She showed up. She walked over from Sutton High to watch my speech and watch my humiliation.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't like
Terrifying.
oral presentations or anything. Then I had to present in the freaking gymnasium in front of like 100, 200 people. It was terrifying. It was like the worst experience of my life. If I knew what anxiety was back then, I'd be like, this is what I'm having.
Yes.
It was bad.